What's going on, everybody? Been a little bit. We're back, episode 11 of the Two Tone Report. I'm Ryan. Guy to my right slash left is Ethan Jacobs. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. I'm stuttering like a really fun person. Ethan, it's been a little bit. How you been, man?
I've been doing fantastic. Been working hard. Um, behind the scenes, doing all the gritty, dirty stuff. Trying to figure it out.
You've been working hard or hardly
Yeah,
working?
that's deeply insulting to me.
How is that insulting to you, bro?
You
How
know
is that
what you just
insulting?
said to me, essentially.
I
You know what
literally
you
have
just
no
said to
idea
me.
what you're talking about. No clue what you're talking about.
Because look, let's just be. If we're gonna break this down, you were
Let me break it
disgusting.
down for you, Mark.
No, but
Okay.
yeah, I've been doing great. It's been a grind. It's been fun. Been a lot of stuff on Twitter that's been interesting. We've been sending each other some stuff. But it's been a busy past week and a half for us. So, not
It
been
has
able to
been.
really link up until right now, which I'm glad we are because it's getting to some stuff is happening. Some
It's
things are
getting interesting,
churning
man.
in the world with the combine and this really major news with the teaser of the Tennessee Titans and their new uniform.
Yeah, and speaking of that, let's go ahead and get into it. Transition. Bang. Beautiful. I
Whoa.
did that all myself. You can see it though. Nice little Twitter post. You can see my background as well on here. Um, Potential teaser of when the Titans are going to be debuting their new uniforms and officially debuting their new logo. Thanks, Fanatics, once again for that beautiful teaser that you gave us.
And
But
actually, it was officially announced today on Titans Instagram that it was March 12th was kind like they didn't say, "Hey, this is the uniform release date," but like what else would it be? I saw there
exactly.
was
I mean,
someone on
like, why
Twitter was
would
like,
you
"It's
have
the day
this?
Cam
Why
Ward's
would you
going to
have
start
that?
throwing again." It's like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? Like
Yeah,
that's what you came up with?
that's exactly what it is. That's genius. The great minds of
Thinking on
Titan
different
Twitter
levels
came
beyond the rest
together.
of us.
That guy's just he's playing chess, man. We're
He's
playing checkers, I
genius.
guess. I don't know. But either way, I think we both kind of talked about it when you send it to me. You can see they've still got the two tone
They
stars
do.
on there, the two tone blue. We don't have to change our name potentially. We'll see about the
Potentially.
12th. We don't have to change our name yet, but that makes me a little excited about it. I know, obviously, with the new logo and stuff, and that kind of makes me curious. And I think we had talked about it a little bit. It kind of makes me curious on whether that dog toy logo could potentially be a rivalry, like the rivalry uniform potentially, or if
Potentially.
it's the other way around. I know I forget who you said it was, who you said it, but that the logo wasn't the primary, right? I think it was on the A to Z. The A to Z article was where you said
It
that or
wasn't
saw that.
it wasn't confirmed that it was the primary was the
Okay,
thing that was said. So it wasn't like, oh, it's not the primary. It's like, hey, we literally don't know. Um and the thing is, I think the theory of that being the rivalry logo could be really cool because, let's just say we keep our regular stuff uh two tone like it has been,
yeah,
and the rivalry be a Houston Oilers,
and you wear
okay,
it against Houston.
yeah,
I think
which
that's
worked
kind of
out
been
for
the
us the last
shtick
few
with all of
times.
those. I think that's
But
been the shtick with all the rivalry uniforms is that they wear them against, like, I guess your main rival, your main
yeah,
divisional rival, and
or at least that you have the most history with, or there's something beyond. Like I would say the Jags have been like a huge rival to the Texans have been bad so long that like there's really been nothing to the point. And the
yeah.
Colts when they were good, they just dominated. But the like the Texans have the most history between the Titans, clearly.
Well, yeah,
Um,
literally.
literally. The city of Houston, and it's both its current girlfriend and ex girlfriend. Um, so but I think that theory is not going to be correct. I have a
That's fair.
feeling that it's going to be the primary logo, the one that we saw. And this right here is either a rivalry that we're seeing on the screen right here, guys.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
which by the way was 2 days ago from when we were recording that it was leaked. Or not leaked, it was just put out in the world. Uh, and people saw it. And then today it was confirmed on the Titans Twitter. But my theory is that it's just this smallest little patch somewhere on it, and the rest of it is going to be Oilers colors. They're doing this because to most fans, they recognize the two-tone blue. They know, okay, that's probably the Titans, right?
Yeah.
So most fans aren't on Twitter looking at a stuffed dog toy, and being like, oh, there it is. That's not most
That's
fans.
a new logo.
So
Not everybody's a complete freak rolling on Fanatics looking for anything, breaking news wise.
they're just putting this out there as messaging towards the general population. Hey, something with the Titans is happening this day.
Yeah.
Like, keeping the two-tone would be sick.
That would be very cool. I think we both kind of expressed our opinions on that at this point, where it's the two-tone blue is sick as hell, and we'll love to see that being kept.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm never going to complain about having the Oilers colors be our primary, and maybe the two-tone blue be a rivalry. It would keep it in the thing, and they're going to be popular, and they're going to be sold everywhere, and it'll be fun. But just like this, I think we all know what's going to happen. It's just this little thing, just speculation being thrown in there makes just random stuff like this where it's like, but I believe that it's this, and it's just like, oh well, that could be, it could have some merit to it, and then you're just thrown off the scent, and then it's like, hey guys, the whole time it's what we originally thought.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you see it a lot. Like, and I know it's two wildly different things, but you see it a lot during like the draft and stuff like that, where different smoke screens get thrown across the board, and then it's like, yeah, just kidding. We're gonna take who everybody thought we were gonna take the whole time because it'd be stupid not to do that. Is it? I could definitely see that. The thing I'm most curious about, I just want to know what these rivalry uniforms, man. I want to see what those are because that's the one that we know the absolute least about at this point. Because we know that the Titans are probably going to go back to the. We have a pretty good understanding that they're going to go back to the Oilers colors, and what the logo that got leaked is probably going to be the primary, like you said. But we have no idea what the rivalry stuff is going to look like, and if what does end up happening is they go ahead and say, hey, we're just going to release both at the same time, or at the very least release like the main uniforms and then have the teaser for the rivalry uniforms where you kind of have that idea of it. I can't remember when the teasers specifically came out. I don't think because the actual rivalry stuff came out in August, like the actual release of the uniforms came out in August, right? Or was that the teasers for it?
I thought it was the teasers were in August, and they were shown pretty soon after that.
Okay. I'll have to look into that. I don't remember
Yeah,
which
I don't
one it
know
was,
exactly
but
though.
either way, if they do decide to do the rivalry stuff now, because you don't know, that was the first year of them doing it. You're still gonna have 2 other years after this. It could look completely different than what it looked like in year one for a lot of these rivalry uniforms. But I'm really hoping they do something like Music City related. That's kind of what I'm hoping for at this point. It makes the most sense to do it that way because, I mean, that's what Nashville is at this point. Outside of the transplants and everybody moving here from everywhere else and ruining it, uh, it's Music City, right? I mean, that's just kind of what everybody knows Nashville to be at this point. So that's kind of what I expect them to do. I think it'd be really cool if they did that. I'm kind of curious on what you think because we haven't really talked about. We talked about it briefly whenever we were discussing like, oh, like the first leaks that dropped, or like the first, not necessarily leaks, but the first potential renderings. Like this is what it could like. This is what the logo could look like from the Nissan Stadium renderings to, with the Oilers colors and all of that. We were looking at that, but we sort of talked about rivalry, but didn't really get that far into it. I'm kind of curious on like what you want and what you expect them to look like. Like,
So I know a rule with rivalry is that I think it has to be like one of your. No, wait, that's different. No, sorry, I was thinking of a different thing. I think I was thinking of like in order to have a black helmet, you have to have black in one of your primary as like one of your primary
Hmm.
colors. I think that's a
Yeah,
rule.
I
So
don't think that's for the rivalry because
yeah,
Miami
I
doesn't
was
have black in
thinking
theirs, and they was like an
yeah.
all black uniform. So I think it's just
So
kind of I don't know.
it just needs to connect with the with the brand. So clearly dark blue, especially okay, here's the thing. If we are going to be light blue, the baby blue, powder blue, Titans blue, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be our primary color. You typically want to kind of change it up. That's kind of the point. It's supposed to look very like stark against one or the other, and it's it's like, oh, that's the other Titans jersey. That's cool. Um, so I think a dark blue, very much connecting with the music scene, or um, since like our whole main identity is moving away from kind of Greek mythology and that, maybe you just lean really heavy into it for the rivalry.
Okay,
Uh, that kind of bring that back, bring that aspect because that we're still named the Titans. That's still a thing. Uh, I'm probably guessing not if they're really trying to move away from that. Which some reports, you never know. You're
yeah.
hearing it from the third horse's mouth that's been talking out of its ass. So it's like, you don't really know what's actually being said. Um, but I really would want a dark blue with
That would be cool.
maybe yeah, because I think there was one I sent you where it was like a guitar pick and it was a T in it. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, let me see if I can find that real quick. I'm actually gonna
That was a good one. I can send it to you on my phone.
let me see.
That
I'm pretty sure I remember you sending it to me. There's the Denzel Ward stuff. Um, oh, the here it is. I found it. All right, so here we'll go through with this. Go back up. So this is a part of it. This was the Cam Ward's jersey, and then you've got the guitar pick here. Can you see this on the screen?
yeah, that's the one I was
So
talking.
there's that.
I
That
love
looks
how
that
that
looks pretty
looks.
cool. That's that's pretty sick. And then there's one more. So this is the whole thing. Got Big Jeff. I do think this is pretty cool.
Now, clearly, it needs to be professionally done. There's a lot of stuff that looks a little rough, like the Music City Titans on the guitar. I'm like, oof, it looks a little weird, but especially
Yeah,
because it's off center. But like the idea is beautiful. It's an
I do really like
amazing
this.
idea. The guitar pick is great. What a smart choice. Now, you could probably make the background of the guitar pick the light blue, maybe make it stand out a little bit more um, instead of having the rim, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that looks great, and I think that would be really an interesting way to do it.
No, I totally agree with you. I think I completely forgot that you sent this to me. It's the Cam Ward one again. Look at it sort of real time in the uniforms, but uh, yeah, this is kind of what you want to look for. Maybe I'm kind of curious about it too. What would you think about it if it wasn't the white pants, but like you kept the blue, like that navy dark blue, and kept it all throughout?
That would look pretty interesting. That I think I like the white better because it kind of goes along with the white number and the white logo and this and the white shoes. But I think if you were just to go full on like dark
Like color
blue,
rush.
yeah, I think that would look pretty nice too. Um,
Oh yeah.
I like that. I would like that too. I think I'm just putting it in the hands of them at this point, like whoever these professional designers are. We are a pretty creative team. We're not like based in, decades of,
History.
blood, sweat, and tears history. Like it's not been like, okay, this is how it has looked since we were, like since inception. There's a little bit of play with our stuff, and I think it gives a lot of people creative freedom, and I am trusting the billions of dollars that have been spent into this organization to be able to produce something nice.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about that is the last time we did that, they came up with the current Titans uniforms,
Okay,
and I
but
think
that's
we
come on.
that didn't exactly end up very good, but I think that almost felt like more of a filler uniform, especially with what we know, like with the obviously the new uniform and new logos coming out now. That just felt kind of like, oh, we want to rebrand a little bit, not do anything super crazy, maybe make a little more money with people buying the new jerseys, so we can afford or better afford, you know, the new Nissan Stadium, and then that's what it's going to be called, right? Nissan Stadium still.
Yeah, it's already been
Probably get
partnered.
clowned on even more. I've been clowned on this entire time since we've been doing this, so trying not to get clowned on anymore here. Remember LP Field?
I do remember LP Field.
The swag.
Adelphia Coliseum was its
I do not
original.
remember that. But I don't know. I always like with the Music City stuff. I know they have it now at the new Sounds ballpark, but I just and this is completely off topic, kind of. The old Sounds ballpark where they had like my favorite part about that was the guitar scoreboard where you have like the body of it, with the screen shows you all the info about hitter and pitcher, and then down the actual guitar, it's the innings and score and things like that. That was always my favorite thing. I love this logo in particular with the guitar, which is kind of my whole point in all this. I think that's so sick, dude. And I think there could be a cool way that you can incorporate that into the actual uniform instead of just doing like, oh, this is kind of the sort of like merch, like you see secondary merch logo. Could maybe have that, somewhere along these lines, somewhere in the uniform. I think could be pretty sick somewhere as well.
Dude, you know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about that week of free agency because the reveal date is the day after the first day of free agency.
Is
so,
it? I thought free agency was
yeah.
on them. Either way,
I don't know. That's what I just saw on Twitter. Okay, people lying to me. I don't know. I know it's like around the same time.
It's your turn to get clowned on.
Yeah, it might be my turn to get clowned on. I saw that. Okay,
it's like
I'm just
first full week of March, I think, or maybe not so full. It's like early March is when it's supposed to be. So
whenever it is, that amount, like whether that week is going to be crazy. We're going to do uniform reviews. We're going to do
it's going to be busy.
Fit scheme. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited about that because like it's kind of dead right now. Every Titans fan is piecing onto everything Robert Saleh is saying and the scouting stuff and the combine and the combine interviews and
oh yeah,
which we'll get into next episode.
We will talk about that next episode. It'll be combine stuff starting up because combine's this weekend, right? Like later this week is when it starts.
I think they're all arriving and starting to do some of their initial stuff earlier in the week and through the weekend.
Okay, so we'll have a pretty good idea of a lot of these guys. Some interesting stuff from what Saleh said, and I'm sure Borgo was there as well, so he can get some stuff from him. And then obviously looking at some of these top end prospects that the Titans are going to be, involved in, with whether it's Ruben Bain or David Bailey. I'm not sure who all is still going to be participating in the combine, but I know we could talk about it a little bit here with, you said, Saleh was saying that if you don't participate in the combine, that's going to be, a knock
essentially
towards these players because, it's just another opportunity for you to kind of showcase yourself and show yourself, be a competitor. And,
Yep.
I think that kind of falls into what we've seen from so many of the players now, especially at the college level, where it just doesn't feel like that sense of competitiveness is there. Because you see it all the time. Yeah, that doesn't help in the sense, but you see so many of these guys transfer out, become journeymen at the college level where they transfer to 3 or 4 different schools before finally finally finding a home or whatever, or maybe never finding a home. And then obviously, like you said, getting paid, guys opting out of bowl games, transferring during the middle of a bowl window. I mean, it just feels like we're lacking competitiveness, and then not going in the combine as well, competing in the combine is just another big part of that. So I mean, I definitely get where he's coming from, and I think for a guy who's trying to build a culture, I don't think you necessarily want your culture to be built around guys who just aren't the competitor that you may want when it comes to all aspects of this, and maybe not just like, oh, you know, on the field they're, ultra competitive, but you get outside of it, it's like, okay, what else does this guy have outside of, outside of the field? And I think it's a big part of it. Big part of it there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think when you watch Salah's interview, you pick up on that stuff. You pick up on that he wants a competitor, that he wants a guy that wants to go out there and win and be the best and look the best. But to say that I don't fully understand kids wanting to opt out, kids being like a year younger than me, 2 years younger than me. Um,
We're old, man.
yeah, we are Unk now. But like, I think of a guy like Andrew Voorhees, lineman coming out of crap. I wish I could remember, but he was a pretty solid talent. I think they were projecting third round, second round, and he tore his ACL, and I think he fell to the sixth or seventh. That's millions of dollars. It's millions of
Yeah.
dollars. So it's like it's to say that I don't understand would just be incorrect, but like you know that's super rare. It doesn't happen very
Let's say,
often.
yeah. That's
Listen,
that was the only thing for me. Hey, you go ahead. I'll get to my point in just a second.
but you know a guy that could be, on the top of a lot of Titans fans' wish lists, which I know there's a lot of people in the media who really wanted this guy and really thought after this guy was Jordan Tyson. He is not doing anything at the combine, I don't believe. I think he's just getting measured and all that kind of stuff. But why are you even there? You're taking away a spot from another
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I mean,
But
you can do that at the pro day. You can do that at your pro day, brother, and you get generally guys measure out better at their pro day because, well, these colleges, they want to make sure these guys are given the best chance
I really hope
to
I'm
be
not
able
about
to
to
do
get
that.
clowned on. I hope he's there. I think he's there, but if he's actually not there, I don't want to get clowned on again. But I know he's not being tested. I know that for sure. So
Okay.
definitely a knock.
Either way, still not testing is not particularly great, but going back to that point you were saying about, like, guys getting hurt, and I understand, like, the Voorhees was, a notable one. I think John Ross is kind of another semi-notable one. I know he didn't drop all that far. I don't think, I forget where he got drafted. I want to say it was still in the first round was when he got drafted, but it's like he ends up breaking the CJ's record, and then it's like, okay, now he hurt himself almost immediately after doing that. So, it's an unrealistic, speed for him to have. Sure, he can go, you know, be on paper the fastest player in the NFL, but then if he can't go out there and show it because he's hurt all the time because, doesn't know how to handle the speed, I guess, oh well. But going back to, like, the Tyson stuff, I don't know. I know you said, like, a lot of Titans fans, Titans media think that it would be a good fit there. I still don't think they're going to draft. I still don't think drafting a wide receiver in the first round is the move here, especially knowing what's coming next year. But still, like, I get it to that extent, but I don't think any offensive skill guy outside of Jeremiah Love for sure, and then maybe Carnell Tate are really worth the fourth overall pick. And even then, like, Jeremiah Love and Carnell Tate are both, like, fringe worth it.
Yeah,
Jeremiah
it's
Love is
true.
kind of the one that's like, yeah, you would be, I think Titans fans would be upset at first, and then once they realize, like, oh, this dude's a fucking dog, like, as if they don't know already, but this guy's a fucking menace on the field, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm okay with this pick because you're getting a one of the best, if not the best, overall talent. Think Saquon Barkley back in 2018, I think was when he got drafted. Think
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley back then when he was taken fourth overall by the Giants. It's the same principle. Did it work out for him? Nope. But just because it didn't
He
work out for the
became a
Giants,
part, a really important part of some good teams in New York and in Philadelphia.
yeah,
Like like to say that New York was a bad team with Saquon is just incorrect. They went to the playoffs, won a playoff game. Um, like not bad. I mean, is it okay? Let's just be real. If you're going to get a floor raiser, right? We all have positions of need. When you're a bad team, we all have positions of need. Draft the player that is just going to make you a better team in general. It's not always about position. You have to weigh that out. Do I want to draft Jeremiah Love at the 4th overall pick? Not particularly. I want to go position of need. But to say that I'd be mad about it would just be incorrect. Jeremiah Love with Cam Ward, like in the backfield of Cam Ward, like that would be fantastic.
Oh yeah. It's all good. I'm trying to move this stuff out the way. My fault. Because I got to make sure that I'm not messing anything up. It did not mess up the recording, so we're all good there. And I can cut this out, but I probably won't. But yeah, and like we said, we'll talk plenty more about draft later. So, we still haven't even gone on yet. So we still haven't even gone on yet. I guess. Sorry, I will definitely cut all this out because I'm making sure. But yeah, the State of the Union's going on ABC right now, so that is taking up our airwaves. For those that do not know, I anchor sports for the ABC affiliate in Deep East Texas, Lufkin, Texas, and we still haven't even gone live yet, so we can talk for a little bit. But okay. Yeah, I was worried because I didn't see the yellow bar which shows what slug we're in. I didn't see that. I'm like, oh shit, am I like close to being done here? But no, we just haven't gone live yet. But either way, it'll be very busy come the next couple of weeks. It feels like it's the calm before the storm, eye of the hurricane almost, but except I haven't gone through the first part of it. But it'll be exciting for sure for the Titans. But before we do go clear off this episode, did you watch any of the hockey for the men's over the weekend?
I watched some clips. I did not watch any games, especially that last game. It was a little early, and I wanted to sleep in.
Yeah, that was wild. I can't believe. I know it's predetermined, but still, knowing that there's a really good chance.
Game, yeah, it's stupid.
There's a really good chance that the two teams that are going to be facing off are going to be
a rematch of the Four Nations. Like, there's a lot riding on this. Like, it was stupid.
Yeah. It's just, both of these teams are going to be in the like Eastern Central, going to be on, this time zone, not in Europe. So it's like, I understand it might be middle of the day, afternoon for them, but it's like, it's ass crack of dawn. I say that as if it didn't start at 7, right? Which is still early, still really early. But yeah, I got to see the last little bit of it, dude. I don't know if you saw the clip of Jack Hughes like chipping his teeth. Mm-hmm. Say chip. Dude, he full on took a stick and he just got stick straight to the mouth. I don't think you could get squared up any more than that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
He could not get any more squared up from that. Then he proceeds to sink the game winner in OT. Also, I've seen all like the Canadian people talk about how it's bullshit, the 3-on-3 overtime. As if they didn't just win the semifinal match in overtime.
The same way.
It's fucking stupid. These people are losers, dude. Sorry to any of the Canadian Titans fans, if there are any. But
there's one on Twitter. His name is Canadian Titan.
I'm sure he was super happy.
I didn't see. I don't.
Rip Juice, Rip Juice, and Eric Holla. They should have been in the gold medal match. I don't know if you saw that because they got screwed by the refs against Canada.
I saw that there was maybe some fixing going on, but I didn't see too much of it.
It was like there was a missed goaltender interference and then like just a bad penalty call that like shouldn't have been a penalty. But I think it was.
Wasn't there a thing where there were 6 men on the ice for them?
There was one of them. I saw that they did call one of them, where it was just like they weren't even just 6. There were 7 dudes on the ice for Canada, and they did call that one. I think they missed it on another one for them as well. But either way, it's just it sucks. I guess I don't know what to tell the Canadian people. Get better. How do you get swept in your own? Time. How do you get swept in your best sport?
We
by both the men and women.
Lose to Japan in the World Baseball Classic.
Listen, that was the one time that Shohei pitches an entire thing for like he didn't pitch for like another like he didn't pitch. Wait, no, that was in 2024. Yeah, he didn't pitch for like another 2 years after that. He pitched in that, and that was it. That was literally his whole thing, which I mean, respect to that. Also, speaking on that, since you did, Tariq Skubal was only pitching against Great Britain and then getting back to the Tigers camp. That's
Disgusting.
that's the dumbest. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name, but I don't know much about him.
He won the AL Cy Young last year for the Tigers. It's pretty much him and Skeens are the two best pitchers in
How
the
old is
in baseball right now.
Clearly hasn't been in the league very long.
26 maybe. I think. Damn.
Jesus, maybe I should have.
He is not old.
I just
Yeah,
wish, I wish MLB was more accessible.
it's
'Cause
terrible.
I think I would just turn it on. I tried. So I want to become a fan of a team in the MLB. Right now, I have the Braves. Right, I have the Braves. But like, to be honest, my connection to them, beyond like them being the
It's
closest
nothing.
team to me, and them having a bunch of former Vanderbilt players on the team, like that was it. And it was like, okay, if those guys aren't on the team, and for some reason their
He's
entire
29
pitching
years old,
staff
by the way.
implodes. Okay, that's older than I thought. But if the Braves' entire pitching staff implodes and then they just suck, and it's just like, and I can't watch them anyway, it's like, okay, why would I care? So
Yeah.
I'm on a mission that until Nashville gets a baseball team, I'm on a mission to find a team for me. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do this. So
I know I've seen a lot of or not a lot of, but a decent amount of like Nashville and Tennessee people or like Reds fans as well, since
Yeah.
Cincinnati is so close to,
My
is
pawpaw
the
is.
next closest. Which I
Yeah.
mean, the Reds are a good one to hop on, like a bandwagon if you want to. They got some good pitching.
I hate the colors. I hate
I don't-
Cincinnati. Sorry, it's not a city I connect with. I can't do them.
Outside of that, man,
But okay,
like
I'm gonna name my
Washington
top.
maybe. Washington's cool.
I don't like red. I don't like red so much. Like as a main primary, I don't like red as much.
Colorado's cool. They suck, but they're cool.
I've actually always loved Colorado's colors. I always thought they were awesome.
City Connects are pretty cool. I know people will say they stink, but I think they're pretty cool.
Honestly, I think I have like a top 3 that I want to like, at least until Nashville gets a team.
Oh yeah, once Nashville gets a team, I think we both agree with this. Once Nashville gets a team, like I'm a Rockies fan, tough scene, but once Nashville gets a team, I'm like,
see you, buddy.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna be ride or die for that team too. It's gonna be crazy. But I think Seattle is up there. I've been to Seattle. I think I've already talked about this 100 times. I love
you big dumper guy.
Big dumper.
What's
Dude, that
your
was fun
opinion
to
on
watch.
Big
That was
Dumper?
actually he hits tanks. There was a game they were playing at
Big Dump.
Oh gosh, it was like Little League World Series, and just all the kids in the crowd were going whenever he'd hit a home run, and so it was just fun to watch.
It's getting freaky.
So it was awesome. Plus, the Mariners' colors are literally undefeated. Those are some of the prettiest colors, like the teal and the dark. I love that stuff.
I think it's fine.
It's like the Kraken. I love the Seattle Kraken. Like if
that's different though.
It's very similar though. They're very.
But
very
the difference in like the main like teal, because theirs is way more on like the light blue than it is the
it's like
actual
a
like green side of it. The Mariners, it's a little too green for my taste.
Yeah, theirs is more seafoam, like green, and then the Kraken's like a freaking like on the blue, seafoam blue. I don't even know if it's a color, but for sure, I definitely understand that.
You seen their City Connects? For the Mariners?
No, I'm gonna check it out.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I may pull that up actually. See if I can real quick. It's coming so soon.
The dark blue and the yellow.
The only thing that I want, that I would like to see out of this in particular is, okay, let me click out of this actually. Will it let me full screen it? I don't know if it will. I'm trying to get like a full screen on it. Let's see if I can find it here. But the only thing I wish they had more of here was I wish it was one color or the other. Like I wish it was all that blue on the jersey or all like the almost like navy black on the pants. I wish it was all that way. And like with the way that it is, it kind of looks like it's kind of ranging more towards the blue, like the royal blue almost is what it kind of feels like it's doing. So like I mean, I like that a little bit better on those, but I'm curious. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty gnarly. I enjoy it. I prefer their regular colorway, but
It's fair.
like I'm so disconnected from the MLB. Even though another little tidbit of information: me and Ryan Eric Smith played baseball together
My
for
government.
a long, long time. That was our sport. We played it. I
What
played
was that?
baseball. It's the only sport I ever played from when I was 3 or 4 until I graduated high school. So, and I could have
Yeah,
played a little
it's
bit longer, but did not want to do that. And I
his
wasn't
knee
very
fell
good.
out.
So it was not gonna. Yeah,
His I could have gone pro if my I didn't throw out my arm. No, I was done
yeah.
with it.
Took an arrow to the knee, and
Literally.
but yeah. So like, I just wish I was more connected to it. They're definitely going in the right direction with speeding up the game,
Yeah, I
and
hate how people were so against that. It
keep
was
it traditional.
stupid.
5-hour game. Kill yourself. Oh, I can't say that. My parents told me not to say that anymore. It's
It's
just
no, it's
too
just
long.
stupid. It's like, I'm sorry. Everybody was so against that, but then when you actually look at it, it's like, unless you're actually at the ballpark, nobody's going to want to sit around, see a guy on the fucking mound, look at it,
Twiddling
take
his
30
balls
seconds to go
around.
through his take 30 seconds to go through his, stretch or wind up and then step off halfway through because he just do it because he something fucked up and then repeat the shit, have him pick off over 5 times and you got a dude who's he's gonna steal the base no matter what. Doesn't really matter. He's gonna steal anyways. You pick off 5 times trying to pick him off. It's like it just got boring. It was just boring. And like people getting mad about the pitch clock. I know there was the huge deal with like a lot of the pitchers. They're like, this is how we get injured is because of the pitch clock. And it's like, no, it's because everybody's focused so much on the spin rate side of things that when you generate that much spin, your elbow is just completely fucking itself constantly whenever you do that. Like there was a and even for somebody who didn't throw very hard, which I threw like low 80s at my top, like I topped out in the low 80s. I saw a picture of myself in a yearbook where my elbow, I can't even do it now, but like my elbow was
Yeah.
like that. It's literally like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, I don't even know how anybody could possibly do that, much less you see like Paul Skeens is a great example of that. If you watch the way that he throws, literally, you can see his elbow almost go under his arm, his forearm go underneath his elbow. It's insane. It's the most blasphemous thing ever. And they wonder why dudes get Tommy John all the time. It's because your elbow's not supposed to do that. You're not
Your
supposed to do that
ligaments
with your
aren't
arm.
meant to be doing that hundreds of times. Like it's just
Yeah.
not a thing.
That's why you see softball pitchers in like NCAA, they'll throw like 150 pitch games and then go back out there the next day or go back out there on like 2 days of rest. It's because this is how your arm is supposed. That's how your arm naturally moves. It's not you aren't supposed to throw overhand with it.
Yeah, and
That's just
plus
not how it's
the
supposed to
overhand,
be.
you're involving more muscle, so clearly you can throw it harder that way naturally. But some might argue that there's been plenty
My
of
elbow
men
hurts
who've
now
thrown the
from doing
ball
that.
underhanded and they've thrown it super hard.
Oh yeah,
Um, but yeah, the baseball injury thing and people whining about keeping it traditional is why the sport was dying. It's funny when you think about when the sport was at its peak in the steroid era in the 90s.
it's peak.
Like it
Everybody was
was
hitting
peak.
nukes left and right.
Yeah, there had to be something that made it entertaining. And if it's the game being as slow as can be, but the dude's gonna he's like, okay, yeah, he's gonna take 15 seconds to check his nutsack, but he's gonna hit a 550-foot Mark McGuire home run. Okay, I'll sit there and wait through it. But dudes who just strike out constantly and all this stuff, like I think that was always my biggest thing is I hated like how many times like I strike the amount of strikeouts was insane, and it was like it was either a strikeout or a nuke, and it was fun for a minute, and then I was just like, okay, all right, I get it. Yeah, he can hit the ball 600 feet. Cool. It just wasn't entertaining nearly to the extent.
Yeah, it just yeah, everything that they've sort of been leaning on now has been definitely very helpful, and speeding up the game, I think, has been the biggest beneficiary, like you said, in just helping out viewership. But the streaming part of it is so terrible. From the multitude of different, streaming outlets, whether it's you got MLB TV, where you maybe have about, I think it's like 10 teams on MLB TV. You've got your FanDuel Sports Network, which I think is what the Braves go on because it's the same thing as the
Mhm.
Preds. Like they go on the FanDuel Sports Network. Um, the way that the Rangers do it is good. What they'll do is they have a Victory Plus, which is free. You get every single Rangers game for free watching that.
Even away games,
I think so, yeah. I have to ask my
I
buddy.
might have a
He'd
team
know
in the
better,
running.
but they are very. It's free, so you can watch that. The show actually just started now, so that's good. I'll be getting home nice and late here today, but it's like you can watch that for free, and then obviously not condoning it, but there's Stream East, the illegal streaming
Is that
service
still
that
up?
anybody can do. I think so, yeah. I think it's just like
Because
under a different
I've been
name.
very tempted because I had my YouTube TV go out, and I was like, I don't want to pay for anything, and so what I had to do some sketchy stuff to get there. Nothing illegal, actually. I found a way to watch it legally, everything, Titans game specifically, and that was fine. But
Go down to
in the
Broadway and get
future,
hammered out there. I still have never been to Broadway for a Titans game day, mostly
I never
because
have either. Where like before the game, you go to a bar or something. Is that what you're talking about?
no, I'm
Or like
like watch
after
the
a
game
game?
at the bars, like actually
Oh
actively watch the game at one of the bars out there. Mostly
no,
because
dude, I haven't either. That
since
sounds like
I've
fun.
turned 21, I've not been in the state for longer than longer than like a week, and they never play whenever I'm there. So that's kind of the
Well,
biggest one of that.
here's Can I? I'm gonna give a shout out real quick. Speaking of that, I've never been to Broadway, but I went to a bar in Chattanooga to watch the Titans Raiders game this last year.
Oh,
And so it was the Chattanooga Titans Club. Big fan. Went there. They do a bunch of raffles and stuff and a bunch of
that
like
sounds pretty cool.
prizes. I won 2 out of 3 prizes.
So
Dead
were there
ass.
just not a lot of people there?
This is one of them. Holy crap! I just realized I'm wearing it. This was one of the prizes.
Were there just
And
not a
then
lot of people there?
there wasn't a whole lot of people there compared to he said that there used to be like 50 or 60 people that showed up consistently every week from like
Hmm.
2019 to like 2021.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's like,
Never mind. I
yeah,
was about
there
to
was
say
quite
COVID
a
just
few people
nuked it.
here. He's like, this whole upstairs area was packed. And I was like, oh, I can't even imagine. And now
Yeah.
it was maybe 20 people, 15 to 20. It
Okay.
was still all right, but like you can tell they were just like the autistic, like, fans that just like me that just love it and that just
You
embrace
give
the
that look
pain.
to you.
But dude, I got a flag. I gave it to Cam because I won both of them, and I was like, I'd rather have the hat anyway.
That's pretty sick.
And so it was a Chattanooga Titans fan. Like it had like Chattanooga stuff all over it. It was It's like a Titans logo, and then it had like uh C Rock City and like all the stuff all
That's
over
just pretty
around
cool.
it in
That's
smaller
pretty cool.
font. It was cool.
That is pretty cool. But I do want to go to a game on Broadway and kind of just like vibe down
Oh
there
yeah.
during a game. I think that would
Have
be
a few
sick.
beers. We should do that when you come down.
Yeah, man. That'll definitely be a part of the plan, depending on
Gotta do a
what I'll have
live
to do.
stream.
But live stream from the
Yeah.
bar.
Get
I don't think
progressively
they'd allow
more
that.
drunk.
I'm sure that YouTube guidelines would absolutely love that. But dude, I was at the I was at the store the other day getting food, and I was getting beer as well, and the self checkout girl, who's by the way, as old as I was. She's 23 years old like me. Came up to me, and I showed her my ID, and she put it in, and she's like, "Isn't that weird that we're like almost 30?" And I looked at her, I'm like, "No, we're not." And she's like, "Yeah, we are." I'm like, "No,
It's like 7
no,
years away.
no." It's like, "No." It's like, "No, we're close. Like we're closer to 30 than we are 20." I'm like, "You're insane." No,
Is this lady on drugs?
no,
You're
no.
23. No, you're not.
It's like we're
Let's do a
close.
little
Like
math.
you can't go backwards, so you can only go forward. I'm like, I guess when you put it like that.
Yeah, I guess when time can't move backwards, yeah, we are
I
closer to
just got called
30.
old by somebody who's the exact same age as me.
Well,
You know
it's
how
still
bad that
not as
makes me
bad as the
feel?
time I got called 30.
Homeless?
This Indian lady said I looked like I was 30 years old when I was like 22. She looked at my
Dude,
ID when I
me
was
and
getting beer and she was like, "Oh, this is not real. This is not real." And I was like, "Yeah, it is."
this
And
is
she's
not
like,
real.
"I
You're
thought you were
old.
30." And I was like, "Oh my god, why are you saying this to me?"
So you need that defeats the whole point of a fake ID.
Yeah. It's
Why would I
it's like, what do
lie
you
to
think
make
I was doing?
myself younger? No, but me and Wyatt keep
Yeah,
calling
I'm young.
have you been called homeless recently? I feel like it's gotten progressively less.
Well, everyone I know likes to call me and tell me that I look homeless because I have a
He does look
beard and I have
homeless.
semi. Yeah, everyone, look, it
He's
continues.
homeless, dude.
I just wear nice clothes and yeah, I work on a farm. Okay, sometimes I wear some clothes that are a little bit ratty. That's
I
just
don't think
life.
that's I don't think that's why you look
It's the
homeless.
hair and the beard when it's not shaved. I
Yes.
know, I get it. But still,
If you were to go into downtown Nashville and go squat on a sidewalk, people would actively avoid you because they think you're homeless.
dude,
You would get the police called on you multiple times because of that. I guarantee that would go well with it too. That
got
would
a
also
nickel. I need a scratcher.
we need to
Let
stop
someone get a
this.
scratcher.
Okay. We're done with our incoherent rambling.
Babble.
Fully playing into the homeless bit here, but that's all. We've hit 10 episodes, by the way. We didn't celebrate it last time because it was very much pre-recorded, but we have hit 10 episodes. This is episode 11, as you can see at the bottom of your screen here. Appreciate it. Appreciate all
We're
the
in our
support.
AJ episode.
We're
Sorry,
into the
Van
double
Jefferson.
former Titan, Van Jefferson, soon to be. But that's it. That's it for episode 11. We'll be back here next episode talking about some combine stuff.